Hello and welcome back to the Geekday podcast, where we turn your weekday into a geek day. I am one of your co-hosts, Rob, and with me again, as per always, is my co-host, Mr. Alex Moon. Alex, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Am I really a co-host?
Yeah. I mean, we're hosts side by side, you know?
Yeah, but does that what would define a co-host?
You know what? Now I'm gonna look it up, and now I'm gonna feel bad afterwards if it's a co-host, because a co-host is just like host
And a co-host.
Yeah.
I feel like you're more the host than I am. Or maybe that's my inability. I saw a TikTok the other day that really spoke to my soul.
Okay.
And it was like when someone gives you praise or a compliment and your immediate thing is to deflect or to minimize it, it's because you were never shown properly how to actually accept love. And I was like, don't you fucking dare touch me. And I was like, oh my God, this is so me. Am I going to do anything about this? No.
This right here, a co-host, a person who hosts an event or broadcasts with another or others. So,
okay, I guess.
So we are co-hosts.
I was thinking I was more like Guillermo or Andy Richter.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Geekday podcast.
I'm Mort.
Alex, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Rob. For those of you who might be watching the video format of this, we are wearing the same clothes. Robert has not let me leave.
Yes. It's funny because this is his house. And so I've actually just barricaded myself in his room.
But no, so what we are doing, what y'all are seeing is we filmed our first episode. Thank you very much for everybody that tuned in. We had thousands of shares and thousands of views. And it was crazy what Jason Sudeikis said about our show. Really very humbling. But we're filming the second episode right after because I'm going to be gone on a trip to Chicago during the Christmas holiday. Which apparently you're not supposed to say if you do online content, so people don't break into your house. But luckily for me, someone is house sitting.
Ooh.
Which, am I telling the truth or am I lying?
We'll find out.
Who's
You'll
to say?
find out.
The day after, guys, everyone stole my stuff.
Just going live, going to Whatnot streams and be like, please just give me.
Honestly, if I ever ran into this house and it was ransacked, somebody ever actually broke in, I wouldn't run. I would hobble because I'm crippled, and I would come check this room first. I would look at the Captain America wall, and I'd be like, "First appearance of Zemo, you're still there."
So yeah, thank you guys for watching the first episode and coming back to this one right here. We're very excited to keep doing this. Just keep yapping about stuff, and I think honestly we should just jump into it immediately because we got a lot of shit to talk about.
We do have a lot of shit to talk about, and some of this is carryover from
the first episode.
Well, we were going to talk about the first episode, and we're like, we are going to yap till we drop. So Rob.
So Alex.
So first off, I want to talk about, okay, so some of the things we're going to talk about, and also we're going to be answering some questions from you guys, from the folks watching, some people on the Alex Moon Discord server. I told them, hey, we're doing a secret podcast, and we're going to be doing that. I'm not sure if I'm always going to get them from the Discord or we'll find some other way to get them. But we'll be at the end of an episode, we'll answer a question or two that comes from you guys, usually nerdy related. It doesn't have to be about anything in particular. And if you want to ask us a question, I don't know how you do that yet.
You can probably add us on a comment on the Geekday podcast TikTok page.
Or comment on it if it's on YouTube. Are we going to be on YouTube?
We're going to be on YouTube.
We're going to be on YouTube. I've just been notified. So we'll get to that at the end of the show. But Rob, first thing I want to talk about is 2026. We're getting towards the end of the year. You know, we're almost in the big 2/6.
2/6.
It's
fucking crazy.
Do you think in 2067, 6/7 will make a comeback?
God, I hope so.
That'd be amazing. How old will you be in 2067?
God, don't do that math. You're 45, right? So
how fucking dare you?
So it's 2025.
2025. So what's 67 minus 25? Just do that. What's 67 minus 25?
42. So
42?
42 to what we are right now.
Okay, so I am 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my God. Will I be 70? 72?
I'll be 95.
No way. That's not the right math.
Oh, 67.
What's 67, you dumbass?
How many days? How many years is this?
You said 42.
42. I'll be 70, yeah.
Okay, I thought you were going I'll be 72 in your head. I'll be 95. I'm dying. What's the timestamp on that? 5 minutes. I'm taking that clip.
Okay.
That's wild. With your full pussy, you said that. I'll be 95.
I was like, I don't know how I'll be younger than you. You're 2 years older than me. Anyways, yes, 2026 is going to be a packed year.
I'm calling it the year of the superheroes because we have so much superhero content coming out.
We got, just right here on your list, we got Superman, Supergirl, Spider-Man, Punisher Special, Daredevil Season 2, and of course, Avengers Doomsday, which we talked about last week.
I know I wrote Daredevil, well, technically Daredevil Born Again Season 2.
Yes.
But with that being said, also technically Daredevil Born Again Season 1.5. Because it is supposed to, it's just the rest of what we should have gotten in the first place. Because Marvel are a bunch of fuckers and they couldn't keep their promises and they didn't give us the 18 episodes that they promised us. They gave us 9 and went, here you go, it's a full story, but it was never a full story, you fucking morons.
What he said. But yes, I'm very excited for it. Overall,
I'm super excited.
It looks like a great year. This is just some of the stuff that we were able to pull.
That's the stuff that we know for sure is coming out.
Yes.
And honestly, I don't know if we're gonna get any other small stuff here and there. 'Cause sometimes, you know, they'll be like, oh, we're getting this show when it's like 3 months before or whatever. But also, there's a lot of fun comic book stuff coming out next year. You know, and we'll talk more about the movies in a second. But Robert, do you have a favorite comic book or a comic book thing you're super excited about? I feel like I know yours.
You feel like you know mine?
At least the thing that comes to my mind, I don't know if it's the same thing, but
Is it X-Men 97? Because I think it's what's coming out next year too, isn't it?
oh, is it?
I think so.
Is it?
But
Wait,
no.
are we talking about comics or show?
Oh,
I was saying comics. I was saying
Oh.
what thing are you looking forward to the most in comics coming out?
Oh my God, what's coming out next year in comics?
We talked about just one of them earlier, so I don't know if you. I figured you were going to say that.
Are you talking about the Ultimate Universe ending?
No, the Stephanie Phillips Daredevil run.
Oh, yes. I'm very excited for that.
Okay. Mine would be the new Iron Man run that's coming out.
Oh,
There's a new Iron
yes.
Man run coming out. Is it in January? I don't remember.
It's January.
Okay, yeah. That's super exciting. I love the art style that we're getting for this one. But Robert, so the movies again coming out: Supergirl, Spider-Man, Brand New Day. The Punisher special is a special, but you know, superhero stuff. Daredevil Born Again Season 2, and then Avengers Doomsday. Gun to your head, Robert. You can see one of these early. Which one are you picking? 3, 2,
Spider-Man.
1. Dang.
Yeah, even though I was talking a lot of smack about it last episode,
Yeah.
God, Spider-Man just does something to me, you know?
No, I think that'd be my pick as well.
Yeah.
And I think Spider-Man's just so universal.
Because I know Supergirl is going to be good.
We're also getting Superman and Spider-Man next year.
Oh my
The
God,
DC
yes.
crossover in the comics. I almost forgot about that. But anyway, sorry.
You know what else I just also saw?
Huh.
Clayface is coming out next year.
Oh shit! See, that's just the stuff we're bringing up. But
Yeah.
more stuff.
Yeah, no, I definitely think I would, gun to my head, Spider-Man 4, Brand New Day, would be the one that I would jump into because it is a brand new day for that. It is, you know, we're in the brand new world where no one knows Peter Parker anymore. So what does it look like that we're not automatically introduced to all this new cast of characters, you know?
Yeah.
Who are we going to get?
That's true. We're starting from the ground up.
Exactly,
You know,
yeah.
even with the supporting cast.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like, there's of course characters that are going to be in there that, you know, like the Punisher and stuff.
That we know from
Yes.
things, but you know, we're going into it really not knowing a lot about where we're at in the world, so we got to lay the groundwork. The last couple Spider-Man movies, we knew Ned was going to be in there. We knew MJ was going to be in there.
Yeah.
We knew Aunt May is going to be in there. Now she's been marked. So
I think so. What really made me the most excited for Spider-Man 4, which is, I don't know if you read it or not. It's a book that came out the beginning of December or at the end of November, but it was the Spider-Man Holiday Special. Spectacular.
I heard it was so good, and I just missed it.
Reading that makes me excited for the kind of the relationships that Spider-Man is going to develop now that, you know, he gets to, you know, hide his identity and then also like we get to see him finally kind of really give out his identity a little bit. Like it means more because really the only person he does it to is MJ. And even then, like all the times he gives up his identity in those movies, it's like on accident or like, you know.
Yeah, but it's also like out of necessity. Like I have to, you know, Tony Stark has to know who I am.
Yeah.
Like I got to show the Guardians of the Galaxy who I am. Like Ned, you know, I got to figure this out.
Ned walks in.
It's always a joke.
In.
And like in the comics, like Spider-Man's getting fucking CT scans with his mask on. Like, you know, and it's such a sacred thing. Like I think out of all characters, like Batman and Spider-Man are probably the ones that protect their identity the most. It means the most to those two. So I think, like you said, like seeing how, because we really haven't gotten an MCU character that has a secret identity.
Yeah.
You know, even with Spider-Man, like it was like, it was literally more like Ant-Man's gonna be so mad, dude. Like it wasn't like I'm trying to protect my friends and family. You know, very different.
So same thing, gun to your head. Which movie?
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Okay, Spider-Man.
Sorry. Same one you picked. And, you know, if I didn't have to pick Spider-Man, or if I couldn't pick the one you picked, I would go Supergirl.
Okay.
You know, that'd be my second choice. But no, I'm super excited about it. And I think Spider-Man, even more so than Doomsday, I'm super hype about, just because as much as I'm ready to see Sam Wilson, Captain America again, it's just like you said, Spider-Man is like Superman. It's just one of those characters where like, you got to see the new Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's just one of those movies like, people can sit around a table and be like, are you going to see the new Captain America? Are you going to see the new Ant-Man? You know, are you going to see Supergirl? Well, you know, maybe. But everyone's like, you seen the new Spider-Man? Yes, of course we're seeing the new Spider-Man. It's just a communal, like, global phenomenon every time a Spider-Man movie comes out.
Do you think Avengers Doomsday, when it comes out, do you think it's going to break box office again?
My what's the word? What is it? Not theory. What's that word I'm looking for? My prediction is it will come very close, but I don't think we're going to crack 1 billion.
I don't think so either.
I think Spider-Man will. Mm-hmm. I think even if that movie comes out and it's dog shit, it's going to crack 1 billion just because it's Spider-Man. But I don't think Doomsday is going to.
I don't think they will, unless they kind of fix the trajectory. The conversation that we had last time, unless they fix the trajectory that they're going on. I think that, they'll hit right underneath 1 billion. But I think if this one goes really well and all the subsequent movies afterwards, I think Secret Wars does have the ability to crack like 1.5.
You know what I think would for sure make Secret Wars crack 1.5?
What?
If at the end of Brand New Day, like first post-credit scene, 'cause there's always two now, right?
Yeah.
The first post-credit scene, we have like Sam Wilson or Shang-Chi coming up. It's like, we need you, kid. Like some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like that's it. I think that movie cracks 1 billion because you have so many eyes on that film. You know, that with that being said, we don't even have confirmation if Spider-Man's going to be in Doomsday as
And
of
I don't
right
think
now.
he is.
I don't think so either. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I think that would push people to do it.
Yeah.
I think Marvel would be wild if they weren't at least bartering with Sony to be like,
please.
Yeah. Even if it's not directly related to Spider-Man, if we have a character like, you know, like adjacent to Doomsday, like leading people that way. But yeah, but so much shit coming out. And let me see here. The other thing that I wanted to ask you, Robert, was hold up. So we have right now to kind of lead into another topic, right? We're talking about the movies that are coming out, the year of the superheroes, but we have a lot of stuff in the comics that's also happening. It's really fun. One of the things that's going to be going on next year and that we're going to be finishing up, because this month for December is All Fight Month for the DCKO event, right? Next month, we're going to continue the DCKO event, right? DCKO. We're going into next year. We're also getting the continuation of that. First off, how are you feeling about DCKO?
When it first started off, I was very lackluster on it. The first issue I liked a lot. I think it set up what the kind of, I like that it started off with, plain clothes Clark and Bruce, and like, hey, like this is just us as our life or whatever, and it immediately like turns to shit. It's like you got to fight, you got to do the thing. I don't want to spoil too much for DCKO for people that haven't got a chance to read it yet.
Well, for those of you who haven't read DCKO, and if you want to get into it, the way I'm going to tell you how it was marketed. The way that it was marketed was we're having the big powerhouses of the DC universe come together and battle it out on a bracket to see who's the strongest in the DC universe, right? That's how it was marketed. And we're when we get to a point where we talk a little more about spoilers, I'll tell you guys if you haven't read it. But that's kind of what it is. It's kind of these characters going up against each other in contests of strength and sometimes like straight up battles with each other. But sorry.
Yeah, so, then issue 2 came out, and then they had all these tie-in issues on the sides that, like,
which, is standard.
Yeah.
For an event comic. It's standard to have a tie-in thing. And I have some opinions on the tie-ins that I'm sure we'll get to.
Yeah. And so issue 2 came out, and I was like, oh, this isn't a fight. This isn't like the KO part of it. It's a challenge, which again, it's cool, but I don't think like it does enough for the story to move things along. It seemed like a really weird, like big breath before they let out the exhale that is now
All Fight Month. Yeah,
exactly. All Fight Month, which is just back to back to back to back, issues of people fighting.
I would say the first 2 episodes of DC KO is more akin to like, it would have been better to call it DC Goblet of Fire. Like,
okay, yeah.
Like they're doing challenges with all the DC characters. They're not going head to head. And the reason I even mentioned that is it was marketed like they're going head to head.
Yeah.
And that was my thing. That was my big frustration is it was marketed as there's a big arena. We're going to fight each other. All this shit's going on. Right. And that's not what we got. Like you said, it's very much like we're doing challenges, and the fighting, like the actual DC KO stuff, is happening in these spin-off books.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I mean, I know me and you talked about it briefly or previously, but I had some big ass fucking opinions on that. I fucking hated it. I hated it. And a bunch of people were like, well, Alex, you've never read an event before? There's always tie-in comic books. And I get it. There's going to be tie-in books. But you promised me this thing in the event. You know what I mean? Like, it's the equivalent of like, it's the equivalent of if they would have done Civil War, the event, and Iron Man is like, Steve, what do you mean you don't agree with the registration? And then like, we look at the superheroes and they're like, what? I think we're going to fight now. And then it's like, read Spider-Man 378. Like, yeah. Like, and don't get me wrong, like there were tie-ins for Civil War, but the main thing they sold us on were these fights, and they're not even happening in the actual thing. Yeah. Right. So with that being said, that was my opinion. The first fight came out, Superman versus Captain Atom. It was so fucking good.
So good. I remember like seeing I remember seeing your videos on TikTok where you're like, there was one video as you being like, what the fuck? Why did they do this? Blah, blah, blah. And then the next one was just like, hey man, it was really good.
Yeah,
like,
it was so good. And and I get it a little bit more now where I'm like, you know what? Maybe people were right. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh as far as like, we can't get all these fights in this story. I still think that's bullshit though, because technically they go 3 rounds in these books. If we would have just got 1 round head to head, like it almost feels like these rounds that happen, and we're going to start getting a little bit into spoilers, I guess. These rounds that they make happen, these like, 2 out of 3 rounds seems like an arbitrary way to pad it out.
Yeah.
And we could have just gotten 1 round and had like for the opening 4th of this book, Superman versus Captain Atom. Opening 4th of this book, Jason Todd versus Joker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I think the only one that warranted, or that I think has done it well enough to like fully be like, oh, the 3 rounds make sense, is the first one, Superman and Captain Atom, because that one is like, that's actually storytelling. And
it was so good.
Yeah.
And I went out that day and I bought Captain Atom books.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like when I was looking for books, I picked up a couple Captain Atom books. So I was like, now I fuck with Captain Atom. Now I want to like read a little more Captain Atom, which is good. That's what a comic should do when introducing you to a character you don't normally read. Not introducing, but I guess going more in depth in a character you don't normally read. But with that being said, then after that, we had Lobo versus Wonder Woman, which I don't think justified itself. I don't think that, I don't think it was great. And the way that, again, we're getting into spoilers, the way that Wonder Woman won was bullshit. Yeah. Like it was what? Like I thought that was so dumb. Like,
and the entire time, like, 1, I didn't like the art, so that's me personally. But 2, like, it was being like kind of framed that it was like a TV show for some entity, but it never showed what this entity was. Mm-hmm. And like, which I get, which is like the kind of like,
well, no, the entity is the guy.
Is it?
That's what I thought it was. The fucking, I forgot what his name is, but the guy who makes the deal with Lobo that Lobo can never die. I thought it was him, the one who was watching the TV. At least that's how I took it.
Oh, okay. Then maybe that's what it was. But
even so, it did seem like an odd kind of way to do it. And don't get me wrong, it didn't have to be the same as Superman versus Captain Atom, but it definitely like one. I agree with you. I wasn't too hot on the art, but also like these rules seem like they're changing.
Yeah,
a little bit
because they didn't. So for one of the things is if you win, you get to change form. Correct, or is it if you lose, you get to change form?
No,
like,
I think they both get to change form.
Oh, okay.
Because in the Superman and Captain Atom book, they both choose a new form for round 2.
That's right.
And even though Superman wins the first round?
Captain Atom wins the first round.
You're right, because Superman's not really wanting to fight him.
Yes.
So Captain Atom wins that first round. Then Superman chooses, I'm going to be myself in the... Oh, no, that's his third
the
one.
last one. Yeah.
So he chooses... I don't remember which one he chose.
I don't remember which form. I remember, like... Captain Atom chooses a form that makes him be able to like
essentially like
you change time.
Yeah.
And shit like that.
Superman chose some bullshit, and then at the end, Superman's like, I decide. And the point is, for every subsequent battle, they get to pick a form.
Yeah.
Like a new form that they're in. And it feels like the Wonder Woman and Lobo one didn't really follow that, and or didn't really explain it. But also, what bullshit is this that Wonder Woman just got to call on the other Amazons?
Yeah, like 6 other people to beat the fuck out of
like
Lobo.
Donna Troy and a bunch of other bitches just come out of nowhere. And I get it. It's one of those like, we're showing the Amazon power thing, and that's great. I love the Amazons, but it's DCKO 1-to-1 matches. Why all of a sudden are you getting backup? Like, you know what I mean? It just felt like a Power Ranger episode where Zordon's all like, and now the putties, like,
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the Aquaman.
Yeah. I actually enjoyed that one a bit more because
Really?
I don't read a lot of Aquaman or Hawkman, if I'm being quite honest. I mean, like
I always read both of them like adjacently to them being in other people's stories.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't really know too much. So it was kind of a really cool like introduction to
Those characters.
Yeah, those characters, and then like other versions of those characters across like the multiverses or whatever. So I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then to see kind of how fucking OP Aquaman is, I guess. I never thought of any of his powers working in the way that his powers end up working in this in this book. So I was like, oh, that's a really cool way to use like water powers, I guess. But I always thought like, I know nothing about Aquaman, if I'm being quite honest. So I was like, oh, like he can breathe underwater. He's like the king of Atlantis, and he can talk to fish. Like that's like, and of course he's like strong durability and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of his whole thing. I didn't know he could like control water and shit. So I was like, oh, that's really, really cool. And then,
well, I think that's part of the story is like, Hawkman is saying like, yo, this isn't normal. Like this is Arthur taking the gloves off and fully doing it. But yeah, I don't know, man. For me, that first one was great. The other two have been insanely okay.
Yeah.
Like if they all would have been on par with that first one, I'd be like, okay, I'm down. But that first issue was so good. The other ones I feel like are not living up to it. Now, we haven't read the ones for this week yet. So I don't know how they're shaking out right now. But, last week the Superman and Captain Atom got me so excited. Last week's fights did not keep the momentum up for me. If anything, and I think that's why they did it the way they're doing it. They did the first Superman and Captain Atom because it's Superman.
Yeah.
And then they're going to end it with Jason Todd or Red Hood versus Joker.
Yeah.
So,
which is like another like kind of grudge match, which is going to be very interesting, but I have a feeling I know which way it's going to go.
You feel like Joker's going to win?
I feel like Joker's going to win.
Really? You feel like Joker's going to win?
I feel like they're putting it into at the end. It's going to be like Joker is going to be like the big bad in the, well, not the big bad in the end, but like he's the one that's going to make it all the way through.
My prediction is Joker's going to off himself.
Really?
I don't know how.
Like on purpose or an accident?
Yeah. No, like on purpose.
Oh, interesting.
Like I feel like something's gonna happen where Joker's gonna be like, this isn't fun or some shit. Like that's my prediction. I'm trying to think of what the most out of left field bullshit that the Joker would do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know where. I don't know how, but I just think that's what's gonna happen.
To me, it's either because of course it's got to be one good guy and one bad guy in the end. At least that's to me what I think it's gonna be. So it's either gonna be Lex Luthor or it's gonna be Joker. That has to be in the end.
I feel like we're gonna subvert expectations.
You think so?
I feel like it.
I think it would be really cool to have two heroes in the end to be like, who's gonna? Because I mean, like, the really cool thing. That's another really cool thing about DCKO is that when you take on this new form and you win, you get a little bit of extra power. From, like,
you get a little
side.
bit of that dark side energy.
Yeah,
that
the
Omega energy. Mm-hmm.
And so seeing how each character deals with getting the surge of energy is very interesting.
Yeah, that's true. Because Superman's kind of like, oh, I feel it.
Yeah.
And like, that's scary.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like I think Aquaman feels it and is almost a little sinister about it. Yeah.
And then like the only person I've seen like kind of give into it is Captain Atom, where he's like it's showing me what the world, because like they keep saying to like the good guys, it's like, oh, you're just gonna keep the world how it is. You're not gonna fix it. And then, you know, you have Superman being like, no, like I'm gonna bring it back to I'm gonna bring it back to what it is, because like who am I to say how everyone should live?
And a lot of other people have like their perception of what they think the world should be.
Yeah. So like I think that would be really interesting to have like one person that is very strong, that's also a really good person, good hero, at the very end being like getting corrupted by this power, or like just having that interesting moral conundrum between these two heroes, have to fight it out in the end.
Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe Joker will win.
Yeah, because it's like
that sounds really interesting. Like if it was like ended off with like Joker and Superman.
Yeah,
and like maybe Superman like has to let Joker win because he knows he's shitty, so he can actually handle that Omega Force or whatever. That's wild. That's wild. But Robert, let me ask you the question.
Waiting for it.
Do you think DCKO is bad? As it stands right now, do you think it's going well? Do you think it's good? If somebody asked you right now, hey, was this a good idea? I
think it's a great idea. I think overall, again, marketing wise, fantastic idea. Story wise, I think it could be a little bit better. Nothing can be as bad as fucking Age of Revelation right now. I'm telling you right now. As someone that's read like 90% of that.
I knew the moment you told me, like the moment that I saw Age of Revelation come out, because I think me and you started doing New Comic Book Day kind of, or at least more consistently.
Yes.
Like, because you've been getting comics and stuff, but you've been doing it more consistently almost right as that started, or right before that started?
Right before that started, yeah. Because I would only go for like my Image comics. I would get my Rogue Suns, my Radiant Blacks, and stuff like that. And
I remember seeing that the actual Age of Revelations like book, like the when it was happening, and I remember being like, I'm not super interested in that. And the next week I came, and there was just Age of Revelation tie-in after Age of Revelation tie-in, and I was like it was half of the new comic table, and I was like, oh my fuck. And then Robert was all like, I'm reading Age of Revelation. I'm like, why would you do that to yourself?
And each time I was just like, God fucking damn it. So on the other hand, going for DCKO, I'm excited. Because I'm like, one, these covers fucking rule. Like
the covers have been really cool. I've been liking the mainline covers, and some of the covers that we're getting coming up with the team ups have been really good. Yeah, I think I've liked all of them except the Wonder Woman Lobo one.
Yeah, the one that's right there on the line.
Yeah, the it's not Frank Miller, but it looks Frank Miller-esque, and I don't like it.
So overall, I think it's a great idea. I do see Marvel doing this in the very near future. And to see how Marvel kind of takes it and changes it in the future is gonna be really interesting. But overall, I think it's really, really great. And I do think that give it 5 years, there's gonna be an animated version of DCKO.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, see, DC's on top of that. They love to, which I think is the right thing to do. They love to take all this hard work that the artists and the writers are putting in and immediately take it to the next medium. Yeah. Which, Marvel, I don't know why we don't do that.
Yeah. What about yourself?
For DCKO?
Yes.
I think that it is incredibly, indubitably okay. I think I'm still a little sore from feeling like they promised me one thing and then we kind of had a bait and switch of the main, like, don't get me wrong. When DCKO first started, like issue 1 came out and then we had the Titans tie-in where it was them helping out with the evacuation of Earth. I was like, perfect. They had the Superman tie-in with his cast of characters trying to, think about how this is affecting Earth and like all these repercussions. The Night Fight tie-in, I was like, okay, this is interesting, whatever. And then when I found out that we were having tie-ins for the actual story of the book, like that really rubbed me the wrong way. And I get it. Like everyone says, there's going to be tie-ins. There's going to be offshoots of what other characters are doing. And that's fine, but I still can't get over that the tie-ins are the fucking main thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, with that being said, I think, dude, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Sorry, I'm looking at Robert. And we'll get to that. But yeah, I think it's insanely okay.
Also,
go ahead.
Night Fight. How are you feeling about it?
I am liking it.
I'm not.
You're not liking Night Fight? No way.
Visually, man, those books are fucking amazing. I think they're really, really good. They look great. I just think that like the overall idea is, I'm not going to spoil some stuff for TCKO, but basically, Batman finds himself in a different version of the world, and it has to deal with like repercussions of seeing his Bat family children kind of take up the mantle of Batman, I guess. Yeah, as you can say, and having to deal with those repercussions. And some of it, like I said, the art choices for these things are really cool. I think all of the bat suits are really cool for each of the people that we've seen so far. I didn't like the first one. The first issue was good. The second issue, I didn't like that much.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like the idea of all these different Robins.
Okay.
Like an army of Robins. Because it's just a little crazy to me. Like I didn't think that like Dick Grayson would do that. Like just making it like it's just like so out of character.
Well, I think that's the whole point. It's not exactly what the Robins would do. It's almost like his fears of, you know, because it's the Omega Force or whatever, like making that world not necessarily off of what's actuality, but what Batman is almost like. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I'm trying to see what I rated the last Night Fight. I give Night Fight a 4 out of 5.
Oh, really? The second one?
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, the second one, number 2. I really liked it.
I think the very end of it is really interesting. Where like,
sorry, continue. But I will say I do remember one of my opinions on.
Yeah, I think I can spoil it. Where it's like the huge dome around Gotham.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, but like. How Jason Todd is just like, oh no, like you're like Bruce is gone. It's like, so you're not Bruce, or like it's like, who are you? Are you Clayface? And then at the very end, it has like all that different change of that, which is another thing I was like, okay, but no, go ahead and say what you're gonna.
Well, no, I think my main criticism of it was, it's only a 4-part miniseries, so we're for sure getting 4 parts, and my only complaint was. I thought we dealt with the first one already. No. Like, I thought we dealt with Nightwing Batman in the first issue. But more than half of the second issue is still dealing with Nightwing Batman. And then we're going into this third issue of a 4-part miniseries, barely getting to the second, like, fully involving that second Batman, right? Because the last fourth of that number 2 issue, then we get Jason Todd Batman. Yeah. So that means we have an issue, like 2 more issues, 3 and 4, where we're going to have to deal with Jason Todd's Batman, Damian Wade's Batman, and Tim Drake's Batman. So I'm just kind of like, are we going to like, somebody's going to get the short stick. Yeah. 1 or 2 of them are going to get the short stick.
It'll be Tim Drake. I think so.
Man, my favorite Robin. So like that's part that pissed me off. But yeah, that's the only thing I don't like is it feels like knowing how much runtime we actually have with this story, someone's gonna either, and what I'm more, what I'm more worried about is we're actually gonna, get a thing where we deal with Red Hood and we figure out Damian's actually in that world as well. Or the last world will be Tim and Damian together. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like to kind of clump it up like that. But that's my big frustration with it. Yeah. But overall, I'm liking it. Okay. I'm liking it. I'm liking it in the way that I'm taking it as these aren't actual, what mainline DC versions of these characters would do. These are the warped Omega verse versions of these characters.
Interesting.
But yeah.
All right, cool.
Now, Robert, going off that.
Yes.
Going off talking about comic books, I thought it would be interesting. Thought it'd be fun. Thought it would tickle your pickle if we if we talked about our top 3 favorite comics from this year.
All right.
And I'm going comic runs. Okay. Like I'm not saying like just single issues. So comic runs. And I think we both have 2 honorable mentions, right?
Yes, we both have each 2 honorable mentions.
Okay.
And so, I don't have one physically.
Okay,
so I'll probably edit it in whenever it is. So I want to start with you because you brought up this idea and you immediately were like, I'm going to have a trouble getting down to 3.
And I did. And I made some hard decisions that I feel like are going to be a little controversial. Okay. Honestly. All right. So I'm going to go.
I think I already know one, like at least one of them.
Okay, what do you think is one of them?
I think one of them is going to be Chip Zdarsky's Captain America run.
We're gonna see.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with my honorable mentions, and my honorable mentions. Okay, I don't want to spoil it, but my first honorable mention, and maybe this is the sacrilegious one, is Matt Fraction's Batman series. Is one of my honorable mentions. I think it's so good. The first issue, outstanding. The second issue, fucking perfect. Third issue, I feel like we stumbled a little bit. The fourth issue, right back to being good.
Yeah.
So good. I'm loving the Minotaur stuff that we're introducing. And, you know, I think it would have actually made the list if we would have had a couple more issues. But, you know, we haven't gotten a full arc yet. But so honorable mention, Matt Fraction's Batman run that he's doing with art by Jorge Jimenez. They're killing it. They're killing it. Absolutely amazing. So my second honorable mention is also Batman adjacent.
Okay.
And it's Deadpool Batman.
Really?
Yes, Deadpool
Interesting.
Batman.
Okay.
I really enjoyed this one because I love any amalgam stuff, any crossover stuff with the big two. I'm super hyped about those. But honestly, y'all know me. I'm a shill for Captain America. One of my favorite stories is the back issues, or the back stories in this book, the backup stories. There's a Captain America and Wonder Woman story.
It's amazing.
And it is, I genuinely, and maybe I'm biased. I think that the Batman and Wonder Woman story and the Laura Kinney and Nightwing story in the second book, I think are two of the best stories, including the mainline stories. Like, they're just so good. And that backup story, which I think was written partially by Chip Zdarsky, if I'm not mistaken, but that backup story is the main reason that this makes honorable mention, because I think out of the two that we did get this year, this one was the superior one, in my opinion. But yeah, that backup story made this my honorable mentions. But Robert, before I get into my actual ones, I want to hear your two honorable mentions.
Yeah. Okay. So my first one, I think the more that I've sat on this run, the more I'm like, man, I really did like it a lot, but the very beginning did not get me.
Oh, God.
It's going to be Ultimate X-Men.
Okay.
This is Peach Momoko. She's the one that is, drawing it and writing it.
Okay.
So this is 24 issues, and it's such an interesting, different version of the X-Men that I've just never seen before. I'm someone that I've read manga before, as you can see it. Peach Momoko is very inspired by manga, so it is that, like, it's a weird kind of mix of slice of life, but also, like, there's this cult of, like, of mutants that are around. So it's like this weird war between, like, this cult that's giving mutants a bad name and, like, how that deals with the world. Overall, I just really enjoyed it. The beginning was good, middle was kind of rough, but now it's really ending at a very, very good place, and I'm very excited to see how it ends up. I think the last two issues come out next month.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
the last two issues are going to come out?
No, so I think the last
like
issue
January,
comes out
February.
Yeah, like this month, and then the last one comes out in January.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, 2 issues in a month.
Yeah, no. So that is that one.
What is your other honorable mention? I think this is the one you said you don't have physically, right?
No, I have this one physically.
Oh, okay.
So this one is something that has also surprised me, and I eventually want to get you to read this. This is an indie book.
Okay.
But it's called Rogue Sun.
Okay.
Rogue Sun fucking rules, dude.
Really? Okay.
So this is the Image massive verse. So I talk about it a lot. Radiant Black.
I was about to say the Radiant Black.
But this one has, like, Rogue Sun is a very kind of Batman kind of meets Hellblazer.
Okay.
I guess I can kind of say, but it's this young man who's in high school. He is estranged from his father, but he finds out that his father is this mystic crime fighter called Rogue Sun after his dad dies, and he is bequeathed the ring to become Rogue Sun.
Okay.
And so it is this really cool, like, father-son dynamic, as well as he gets introduced to his, like, other family because his mom and his dad split when he was younger. So, like, he gets to go to this mansion where, like, the original Rogue Sun lived, and he's like, oh, hey, like, these are all my spoiled children and stuff. So, like, it's this weird family dynamics, but, like, I also love the mysticism of it all, and it's funny, it's sad, it's just, like, super weird. Rogue Sun is fucking awesome.
Okay.
Rogue Sun is really, really good.
Okay.
That is mine. Do you want to go ahead and, well, before we jump in, I want to say a little bit more about Matt Fraction's Batman.
Go ahead, tell me.
Because it is so good. It's just, like, I think DC overall and just comics right now, we are really in a golden age for comics.
I do. I agree. And I know everyone, I think people who read comics at any given time, like, will say that, like, comics are really good. But genuinely, I feel like we're getting a good mix of creative teams, creative ideas, and, you know, and that'll kind of go into some of my stuff I'm going to talk about in a minute.
Yeah,
But
I'm very excited that like I feel like this run and like maybe we might get into absolutes and stuff like that in the future and stuff. But I think that we are in a time that we're going to be able to like talk to kids about and be like, oh, like we were picking up those issues day one.
Yeah.
And like, this is where I remember picking it up. So overall,
because it's classic Batman. Like, it reading these and picking them up. One, the covers all kill. Like they're all good. There hasn't been a single bad one. The variant covers they're doing are so good. And I think that Jorge Jimenez, the artwork that we're getting is not only just beautiful artwork, but I think people don't realize that one of the reasons I think it's so appealing is it's this great mix of almost like Dan Mora with like anime.
Yeah.
You know, it's very anime inspired. And I think that's just so visually appealing. And then you have a writer like Matt Fraction that is just knocking it out of the park.
With such a good Bruce Wayne.
You know, and again, I think this, because there's another one I have that doesn't have a lot of issues that is in my top 3. But I think if it wasn't for that 3rd issue, this would probably have made my list. But it's really good. It's really good. And I think you're right. I think we're in a golden age of comics right now.
Perfect. Let's go ahead and jump over to your number 3.
Do you have, are you doing it like 3, 2, 1?
3, 3, 2, 2, 1.
No. But I'm saying like these are in order for you.
Oh, no. I will make them in order.
Okay. Well, let me put mine in order. Which one is the one you don't have? Is it your number 1 that you don't have, or is it like
my number 3?
Your number 3 you don't have? Okay.
Actually, my number 2.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Oh shit.
Okay. You want me to start with my number 3?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my number 3 is the new Avengers. Started this year, around the time Thunderbolts was coming out, because you know they're going to do those tie-ins and whatnot. This is actually a book that my wife got me randomly during my birthday. And she was like, here's New Avengers. I know you collect comic books. I don't really know what comic books you're buying right now, but here's New Avengers. And I was like, okay. And genuinely, it was one of those books where I was like, okay, honey, I'll read it because you got it for me kind of thing. And I was hooked immediately. One, the team that they've put together, you know, Bucky, Black Widow, Laura Kinney, Doctor Strange's wife. I don't remember her name. I'm sorry.
Is it Clea?
Clea, yes. This is Carnage, but it's Eddie Brock Carnage.
Oh.
Yeah, and Eddie Brock has a run right now with Carnage. You know, it's pretty good. Then we have Namor in here. I know we have Hulk on the cover. We really don't get a lot of Hulk, just to spoil that for you. But this has just been consistently so fun. Like every issue that comes out, I just enjoy reading it. It's really good. I think my favorite thing is the character interactions. Like seeing this mishmash of people that we haven't really seen together in this way. Again, Laura Kinney is slowly becoming one of my favorites that I'm seeing pop up a lot in comics this year. Her interactions with Bucky, with Black Widow, with Namor. I just think the team dynamic is really great. So my number 3 is the New Avengers for this year.
I'm gonna have to pick that up. That sounds really good.
It's coming in trade, I think, in January.
Oh, bet.
For the first 5.
My number 3, something that's a little surprising to me, and I think might be surprising to people that are out there that are also currently reading this, is going to be the Ultimates.
Okay. We were just talking about that.
Yes. I went on a huge diatribe last episode about the creation of this world. And of course, there are...
A huge what?
Diatribe? It's like I went on a long speech about like what... about... It's a word.
Okay, remind me. We have to tell my wife about that.
Okay, cool.
I said commode one time, and she will not let me forget it. She's like, you and your fancy words.
Yeah, so the Ultimates is you know, the new world that's happening in Marvel's the Ultimate Universe, and the Ultimates is this version's Avengers. There are some stinkers that are in here. I think honestly, the worst of the Ultimate runs that's going on right now is unfortunately Ultimate Black Panther. I think it's hit a lot, but the Ultimates itself is a story of rebellion, of revolution in a time that right now is so like, it just connects so much to a lot of stuff that's happening in real life stuff. And it's, of course, there is a lot of like storytelling in here of like getting the new people to join the team and stuff, but there are just like issues in here that talks about heartbreak from losing people, or the importance of being who you are and the importance of standing up for what is right. I think it's issue 19 or 18. I don't have it with me physically, but it is just the entire issue is just the Ultimates talking about like,
Oh God. Sorry.
no, you're good. It's just the entire issue is just them talking about the importance of standing up and doing the right thing. And like, hey, we can't rebel against like the tyranny by ourselves. You also have to be an ultimate. And so it is like the creation of this huge, just revolutionary army. And it's really, really good. I cannot wait to read and figure out how this world is going to end in January. So I it might be the first time I pick up like a $25 variant for one of these things, from how much I really love
a virgin.
So that's gonna be my number 3.
Dang, I love how our lists are very, very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I figured they were gonna be different. I didn't realize how different they were gonna be. So Rob, I want to throw it off to you. So this is your number 2, right?
Oh, that was my number 3.
That was your number 3. No. I want you to do your number 2 now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because this is the one you don't physically have, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
My number 2 is East of West by Jonathan Hickman. So I don't know if it's still going on or not, but it is one I picked up this year.
Okay.
And Jonathan Hickman is one of the writers for the Ultimate Universe. So I was like, I need to read a little bit more. He's writing Ultimate Spider-Man. So I was like, I need to check him out. East of West is one of the most mind-fucky books I've ever read before.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's nothing I've ever read. It is like a it's like a Wild West in like, it's an alternate universe, but like America is still a thing. It's like a Wild West, but futuristic. And basically,
it's Wild West, but futuristic.
Yes, it's weird. So like all the vibes are Wild West, or like the 1800s.
Is there a gunslinger archetype?
There is.
I'm gonna read it.
It's so, dude, it's so good. I'm telling you.
Is it in trade or is it like
it is in
single
trade.
issue? It's in trade. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like overall, it follows. So there are the 4 horsemen. There's the what's called oh my god, what is it? Pestilence, famine, whatever, and war. And so three of the horsemen died and are being resurrected, and they're like, we're missing someone, and they're like, huh, war's not here. And so it turns out that when like the world was rebelling against these things, war survives. And so like it starts off with the 3 other horsemen looking for war to like kill him.
Shit.
And like your main character is War. And what's really cool is that War is like Native American.
Okay.
And so that was also like transformed. It's so hard to talk about what this book is without physically giving it into you in your hand, because like I said, it's like nothing I've ever read before.
Okay.
So
I'm interested.
yeah, check out East of West by Jonathan Hickman. It is.
That's wild.
I believe it's Dan Mora that's doing the
No
also.
way.
I'll
definitely read it.
I'll double check.
I'm a slut for some Dan Mora. Is it Dan Mora? Is it Dan Mora? Is it Dan Mora? He's looking.
Nick Jagoda. Sorry, Nick Jagoda.
That's not Dan Mora.
But even that, but even
No,
Nick,
I know.
Nick Jagoda is also fucking wild. Yeah, East of West, fantastic. What is your number 2?
Okay, my number 2, again, going completely opposite direction, is, where are we? Okay. Mortal Thor. Mortal Thor. I'm not
We've been talking a lot about this one.
I love Mortal Thor. I think it's really good. Now, it's also a book that I can't get too much into the specifics of it because, one, it's kind of like, what's going on a little bit, right? But it's not what you would expect when you pick up a Thor book in general. Like when you pick up a Thor book, you're thinking of certain archetypes, certain types of stories, certain characters that you're going to see. And this just is none of that. So whatever you have in your mind about what a Thor story would be, it's just not that. It's very, God damn. I'm trying to think of that exactly what you were saying. Like it's kind of hard to explain without like giving stuff away.
Yeah.
But it's just really good. I've not read a single bad issue of Immortal Thor. I'm really excited to see where it's going. I think the last issue was probably the one where we got a little more of those like Thor-isms that you'd be kind of used to. But it's really good. It's very ground level. if you're someone who's not into Thor, I would recommend reading this. If you don't like Thor, if you've never been a big fan of Thor, if Thor is not your cup of tea, read Mortal Thor, because it's very different from what you would kind of think Thor would be. But yeah, so my number 2, Mortal Thor.
Hit me with your number 1, big dog.
Hit me with your number, or hit you with my number 1.
Yes, sir.
So, surprise to absolutely nobody. My number 1 is going to be Captain America. Out of nowhere. Captain America by Chip Zdarsky. This book is so good. It is an older, well, not older, but it is a like a past story of Captain America. Mm-hmm. It's not happening currently today within, what the current timeline of Marvel is. This is an earlier adventure of Cap's, kind of set right after he comes out of the ice. And it is such a great exploration of how he feels about the world coming in to what the world is now and what the world was before. And not big spoilers because they get into it like pretty immediately, but he has a run-in with Dr. Doom in Latveria, and there's some parallels there to Hitler and the Nazis and how people are being treated and subjugated. And he sees how the way people currently deal with war changes them, and they feel like they have to become something to combat evil. And his big thing is, how do I stay true to myself while not giving into that evil, while not also stooping to the level of what war is. Such a great book. Again, not really a spoiler because it's not like a huge part of it's not a big reveal, but we have a new Captain America that gets introduced in this book. And his backstory, it's kind of like a John Walker situation, someone else who takes up the mantle of Captain America while Steve Rogers is in the ice, a character we've never heard of before. This is his first appearance in these books. He has a great story of why he becomes Captain America, what inspires him to become Captain America, and what inspires him to become Captain America, how he decides to become Captain America. Is so modern, is so of course, that's what inspires you to be Captain America. And it just, I don't know, to me, it's like the perfect interpretation of if we had to do Captain America today, right? So good, great. I believe this is already coming out in trade next year. But yeah, so my number 1 for this year was Captain America by Chip Zdarsky.
That book, this run right here is it's fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm glad
you read this one as well, right?
Yes,
okay.
I think you gave me issue 1.
Yes, I did.
Yes,
I did.
And I was like, okay, let me check it out. Whatever. And then immediately I was like, oh man, this is so good.
It's so good.
And then to me, I really wish this is what the premise was for Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that hits a lot better in here than that's very similar to what is in Falcon.
So the John Walker story that we get, and you feel it more in this book. And like you said, the kickoff to what inspires this new Captain America, I was like, wow, they did that. Yeah. That's insane. And
they're
they did
not pulling punches.
No, and they did. It was very tasteful. It was very, it's great. If you haven't read it, you need to check out Captain America by Chip Zdarsky. Rob, your number 1. I'm so hyped. So hyped.
I feel like you might know what this is.
It's going to be fucking Powerpuff Girls 7. Go ahead.
Fuck, how'd you know? It's Radiant Black, bitches. Oh my God. I
didn't even consider it.
I love Radiant Black so much. Radiant Black is so good.
Hey, at least we're on par with what our tops were.
That's why when you're I was like, oh, Chip Zdarsky's on there somewhere. And you didn't say it yet. And I was like, okay, your 1 is my 1 too. Radiant Black is awesome, man. I love Radiant Black, and this is, of course, still ongoing. They just ended their first major arc, which is the Catalyst War, which is one of this arcs right here. I don't, no spoilers or anything like that, but the way that the Catalyst War arc is told between 2 timelines going on simultaneously, and there's 2 different Radiant Blacks, and each one of the timelines follows one of the Radiant Blacks in each one, and seeing how different they are, and making you, this is really cool because very similar to back in the olden days when hey, vote on if Robin dies or not.
Yeah.
They did the exact same thing for this.
Ooh.
Before they released the Catalyst War, they said, who do you think is the better Radiant Black? And so there was the votes, and so what is crazy is they had this vote, then released the Catalyst War, and it dramatically changes some of the perspective of one of the people of that Radiant Black. And which in a good way and a bad way. And so the way that arc finishes up overall is so good. It is so like, again, like nothing I've ever read before. I say that a lot, but it truly is like a very interesting way that went through it. Now they have just started their brand new arc that is called the, I think it's Rebuild arc. So it is a perfect time to jump in right now. They kind of talks to you a little bit about what happened in the past, but it is immediately picking up with like, this is what happened. These are the repercussions from the Catalyst War. So if you're interested in Radiant Black or in any, independent thing, Image is fantastic. Jump into Radiant Black, jump into Rogue Sun. These comics are just fucking amazing.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's really, I just love that we were both very consistent with what our picks were. That's amazing. Okay. So Rob, I think those are our two lists. I love how different they were. Yes. I love the variety that we had. And I also realized as I was talking that my fucking Marvel shill brain didn't realize that I only picked Marvels for my top 3. And genuinely, if I was caught up on Absolute Batman, I could have totally seen Absolute Batman breaking in.
Yeah.
But I'm just not caught up on Absolute Batman. So I don't want to, maybe it's shit after issue 7. I don't know. No one's told me yet.
Still pretty
good. So, guys, before we end off the show, we're going to answer a question from you guys, like I told you at the top of the show. So let's see. Okay. You ready, Rob?
Yes, I'm ready.
So this question comes from one of our favorites, Solar Punk. And the question is, who is a non-Marvel or DC that deserves a movie?
Do you want to say it?
Go ahead.
Rogue Sun.
I was waiting for Radiant Black.
Radiant Black is fantastic. They're currently working on some stuff with him, but I think Rogue Sun it's way more unique in a story, not necessarily that is needed, but it's Radiant Black is Power Rangers meets Green Lantern, which is it's cool. It's a good idea, but Rogue Sun is just so different. I mean, like, we don't get Constantine stuff. We don't get like Hellblazer stuff very often. We don't get a lot of like mystic stuff that's out there that is good. I genuinely think that Rogue Sun would be a better movie than Radiant Black. Radiant Black would be a better TV show.
Okay.
So overall, I'm going to throw it in there. Rogue Sun would be just amazing. Would be great.
Okay. Mine, little, I don't know if you would agree.
Okay.
But I see it, and maybe this wouldn't even be a good movie, but I can just see it making sense. And maybe we're about 10 years too late, but Youngblood.
Oh, yeah.
I can see a Youngblood movie. Just that, like, think about that time where, like, in, like, I want to say it was like 2007 through 2011, where we just had all those man movies, like the A-Team,
the Expendables.
And the Expendables. Yeah, like give me a man movie with Youngblood characters.
Yeah.
Like, give me Jason Statham as, you know what I mean? Like, like give me Jason Statham as what's his name? The
Rock. I don't know. That's the one I thought of.
No, the arrow fucker. What's his name?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I'm sitting here saying it, but I don't remember his goddamn name. But anyway, that dude. I can just see it, like Vin Diesel as, and I'm going to keep saying it. Sorry. As much as I'm sitting here going, that would be a good movie. It's not because they're particularly an amazing team, but just the iconography, the actionness, the muscles. Like, I can see The Rock as that dude with the skull on his face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can see the big Rock dude as, like, fucking, I don't know, John Cena or some shit. Like, just like a stupid man movie, but with Youngblood. You know what I mean? That would be my pitch.
It's funny you're saying that. I'm like, oh my god, what would be a great way to like do that would be like Deadpool 2, and I'm like, fucking Deadpool's also Rob Liefeld. So like, I was like, of course that would make,
yes,
of course
do it
that would
like
make
that.
sense.
But yeah, just that, like give me the helicopter opening up and just like John Cena, The Rock, Jason Statham, and just whoever else is big and jacked right now. Put Alan Richardson on there.
Alan Richardson,
yeah, and just like have all those manly mans like jump off of a helicopter onto a boat and do some shit. I think that would be the one that I would pick. Again,
yeah.
I don't even know if that would be good. Who's to say? But that would be my pitch. I'm in the executives room, and I'm like, here's what we're doing.
Young blood, like we've never heard of it. Young blood.
It's like your blood, but younger. But yeah, Rob, it's a good show.
It was a good show. Thanks for doing it with me.
I just ripped ass.
Oh, I got to get out of here. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. Hey, follow us on everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I'm dying. Bye. See you next week.
Thanks for listening to the whole thing, Mom.